You know, you should be practicing too. The Avatar needs to master all 4 elements.
Maybe later.
Aang did not waterbend, not even once. It seems like Netflix just completely forgot about this feature of the Avatar to bend more than one element, something that literally differentiates this one person from all the other characters. And no one seems to discuss this missing point from Netflix Avatar. So let's analyze why they forgot about that, is there a war reason, and what it could possibly mean for the future seasons. Because I have a game-changing theory about the nature of Avatar in this iteration.
Tragedy awaits the North, and unless you do something about it, another race of benders will be wiped out just as the air nomads were.
In the Netflix series, the end goal of the characters is to reach the North Pole. Why? Because Kyoshi told Aang to do so. Not because the team decided that by themselves, but because someone else, somehow, showed them future and gave an order. And they understand, Kyoshi is a badass. Anyone would run to execute her orders. Then, she talks about the Avatar state.
The Avatar state gives you the strength of 1,000 benders, but it can also be the ultimate weapon, and it can save your life.
Notice how she doesn't talk about mastering the elements, just the Avatar state. This will be important for my theory. And it's not just Kyoshi, other avatars as well. Roku, Kuruk, they talk about mastering the Avatar state. But isn't that dangerous? Cause dying in a battle with the Avatar state can break the Avatar cycle. There will be no Avatar.
I don't do that! That's not what I'm like!
In case if you forgot how it happened in the OG show, the gang's end goal was also the North Pole, but not because someone told them to. Aang and Katara decided that they need a waterbending master, so they fly across the planet from the South Pole. And yes, Avatar Roku also reminds Aang that he needs to master all 4 elements until the comet, but he talks about the 4 elements, not the Avatar state.
Mastering the elements takes years of discipline and practice. But if the world is to survive, you must do it by summer's end.
Moreover, Aang doesn't wait until they arrive to the North Pole. He practices with Katara, studies Scroll with her. In the live action, he's just like, oh, yeah, practice your waterbending skills, good for you, I don't need that. And even when she hints that he should practice, they just splash the water. What's interesting in the animated series is the fact that episode by episode, Aang's waterbending skills are getting better. By the time he arrives to the North Pole, he's not a complete beginner. This is why season 1 is literally called Water, cause the whole season our avatar masters the element of water. While in live action, the only time he waterbends is in the avatar state, he doesn't try to learn it outside the state. Now, my crazy little theory as to why it is like that. In my opinion, in this version of The Last Airbender, avatars can bend other elements only in the avatar state. This is why Aang should learn how to use it ASAP. One more evidence that supports this theory is the intro. Notice how Kyoshi here activates the state to bend. In the OG show, Avatar Roku did that without the state. And yeah, I know it sounds like a stretch, but it explains why Aang didn't even try to learn some moves from Pakku. They all cared more about the avatar state. But if that's the case, then does it mean that we won't see Aang earthbend until the end of season 2 where he meets Guru Patik? In the show, Avatar firstly needed to master the other elements to control the avatar state. They need to open the chakras, which are closely connected to fire, air, water, earth. Traveling the world, understanding other nations, their culture, their mentality. This is something that brings peace of mind. Even Ira told that. You must take your wisdom from different places, otherwise it becomes rigid. To master the element, you must change the way you approach your problems, the way you think. Skipping this important aspect of the Avatar arc can ruin the whole story. Being different and respecting other cultures, other ways of living. This is why Avatar Roku didn't accept Sozin's idea, cause he saw the world, he had friends across all 4 nations, he could never betray them like that. I imagine what will happen to Aang if he skips this part and just starts to train for the avatar state. So I really hope this is not the case and it was just poor use of words for the dialogue, Cause Netflix probably didn't want to spend money on showing extra CGI of Aang waterbending. This explains it better than my dumb theory. But still, the problem is here. Aang did not waterbend throughout the season 1. When will he learn to waterbend? The season 2 must focus on fighting Toph, training with her, practicing. If my theory is wrong, and Aang really needs to master the elements as well, we can have two options from here. Option A, he will master the water off screen, which is just wrong, cause it skips the whole arc of becoming the master of 4 elements. The character can't become strong off screen, you must show, not tell. Option B, he will master both earth and water at the same time throughout the season 2, which is just lame. Considering the problems with pacing season 1 had, the way they rushed the events, it's going to be bad. And it's easier for Netflix just to say that he trained between the seasons. Yeah, this is how forgetting to add such important detail could ruin future seasons and main characters' arc. It basically shows small understanding of the source material. But I really want that show to get season 2. See who they cast as Toph, how they execute this character. Avatar has one of the best wars, and it gets better with each season. So let's not be hard on the show. It has some great, some good, and some okay points, and I hope that it will only improve in the future. That's it for today, thank you for watching, and remember, be a goldfish, be curious, and not judgmental.